honor and a privilege to welcome you all to this important event, where we gather not only to reflect on the remarkable journey of women's political participation, but to celebrate their many achievements while looking forward to an inspiring future. Today's event is especially significant as it marks an opportunity to recognize the long history of women in politics, spanning from pre-colonial times to the present day. And I invite you to look at the book, which we find in the entrance, and it can also be purchased and signed, I understand, by Joyce. It is a chance to reflect on the obstacles that women have overcome and to acknowledge the barriers that still exist. We gather here with the shared belief that these stories of resilience, courage and determination, need to be told. Too often, the contributions of women political leaders have been relegated to the margins of history. Same for women in culture, as we also know. And their stories have been obscured in the shadows of patriarchal narratives. This lack of documentation has caused their voices to fade in the historical oblivion. And it is time we change that. As George Santayana famously said, those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. By capturing these voices, we ensure that future generations are inspired, motivated, and empowered by the trailblazing women who have paved the way for us. Such conversations are crucial, not only for reflecting what has been achieved, but also for recognizing that despite our differences, whether in political ideology, party affiliation, or background, there's far more that unites us as women than divides us. Our struggles at their core are the same. We are all fighting for the recognition, the space, and the power that is rightfully ours in the political arena. However, we must also acknowledge the harsh reality that much more work remains and needs to be done. It is deeply concerning that across much of sub-Saharan Africa, including here in Zimbabwe, but also in Europe, political spaces remain overwhelmingly male-dominated. Even where women do hold positions, glass ceilings continue to hinder their progress to the top, keeping them from reaching the highest levels of decision-making. In Zimbabwe, we have seen a troubling decline in women's political participation. In the 2023 elections, the number of female candidates fell from 14, which we had in 2018, to just 11, when we look at the constituency-based seats. Many women are left with no choice but to rely on proportional representation, highlighting how difficult and uneven the playing field remains for women at all levels of governance. Moreover, the recent increase in nomination fees for elections, $20,000 for presidential candidates, $1,000 for legislative candidates, and $50 for council candidates, is an issue that cannot be ignored. These fees are simply unaffordable for many aspiring female politicians, especially those who are already facing numerous socioeconomic challenges. I believe this is one area where women from all walks of life need to unite and push for change, engaging with the relevant authorities to ensure that such prohibitive barriers are removed. As we reflect on these challenges, we must also look to the future. The proportion of women in Zimbabwe's parliament currently stands at 31.9%, placing us here in the 14th rank in world rankings. While this is a positive step, it is clear that we must strive for more. True gender equality in political spaces cannot remain a distant dream. It must become a reality. And this can only happen when we continue to work together, unite in purpose, to remove the barriers that limit women's participation, and to build a Zimbabwe where every woman can confidently and proudly enter the political arena, knowing that her voice matters. In closing, let us draw strength and inspiration from the courageous women who came before us, and who some of them are also here with us today. Let us share our stories, learn from our collective history, and build the future that we all deserve. The future of equality, of opportunity, and of empowerment for every woman.